Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different and not just regular drama, but we're going to be talking about James Charles' new reality competition show. If you haven't seen my previous video titled Nick Snyder, Dustin, Dailey, and True Sleuth fighting over this, I will link that in a card up over here as well as down in the description down below, so definitely make sure you go and check that out as well. If you have not seen Instant Influencer and you do want to watch it, I will warn you that this video will contain spoilers about who was eliminated, so make sure if you want to watch it first before you watch this video. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into my thoughts about episode 1 of this series and do a recap, and also what you guys thought about the series on Twitter. I'm also going to be tracking their social media growth for their Twitters, Instagram, and YouTube channels, as all of them have all three platforms, so we can see how much of an actual influencer gain each contestant is gaining with each episode. Before we begin, I do want to apologize if there is any noise in the background, as I do have a thunderstorm that's rolling through right now. Alright, let's go ahead and get on into it. So the episode starts out with James calling each contestant over FaceTime and telling them that they have been invited to do the show, and then it goes into a little bit of information about each contestant. He also tells them at the end of the call that their first challenge begins now, and he wants them to come with a makeup look on to the beginning of the show that represents them as an artist. Now, I'm not going to be really critiquing a lot of their makeup because this is just their interpretation, but I will just share a little bit of opinions on each one. So first up, we have Benny here with his little sunset and Japanese cherry blossoms on his face. The story behind this was that the mountains remind him of his father and that his mother lived in Japan, and so this represents the future that is ahead of him. James's critique for his look was that although it was very beautiful, that there wasn't very much cohesiveness to the look, so he's hoping that in the future he'd be able to see him connect them together more. Next up, we have Gabriel, and he says that he likes to bring a message with his artwork, and so with his looks, he likes to be able to bring a message that inspires change, and in this look, he is drawing attention to that we need to make sure we are saving the earth and protecting it for the future. James's critique for this again was that it looks good, but he doesn't feel like it's very personal to him as an artist. However, I have to disagree because if this is something that Gabriel's passionate about, to me that means that's something very personal to him and to his artistry, but that's just my opinion. Next up, we have Christian, who will be referred to throughout the rest of this series as Indigo, as that's his stage name that his friends gave him, so from now on we'll be referring to him as Indigo. So he starts us out with a mask on, and then underneath the mask is a lotus flower. He said that the mask represents his dark past from when his dad got deported and when he was homeless, and the lotus flower represents a brighter future ahead. James's critique again was that the look was very good, but he doesn't want him to be hiding behind a mask and he wants to be able to see who he really is. Next up, we have Kaylin. She says that her inspired look was from a paint palette and how it can become like a hot mess or a beautiful chaos. Now, Caitlin also notes that she is a bit of a rambler and she just keeps talking and she needs to learn how to tell herself to shut up. James's critique was that her explanation of her look was a hot mess and a beautiful chaos, and so he wants to challenge her to really think about what she is saying before she actually says it, and that'll help her with public speaking, as well as when trying to film videos. Next, we have Ashley and her inkblot inspired look. She says it's a message about mental health and how you never know what's really going on the inside, and she wanted to do a look that could be interpreted by the viewer. James's critique for her look was that although it was very beautiful and it's very hard to do, she was missing eyebrows, eyes, lips, and so he wished that she would have at least incorporated some kind of lash or something to add a little bit more to the look. And lastly, we have Brittany, and she says that her look is inspired by her personality, which is very bubbly, and her eyes are inspired by the fact that she loves to play with color. And James's critique for her look was that it was very simplistic and he would love to see how creative she really can be. So for me, I think that the top two looks were Ashley's and Caitlin's. And then he announces the winner, and the winner is Ashley. And I think that she did have the best look out of everybody, so I will completely agree with his choice. For winning the compact challenge, she gets an advantage in the main challenge. Before he announces what that advantage is, he tells them what they're playing for. And what the prizes include is a $10,000 videography package, which looks really good, not gonna lie, a feature on his YouTube channel for a video collab, as well as $50,000. So the first main challenge is a marketing challenge, and they have to create a video selling a product. So then they cut to Gabriel saying that he's never done a product reveal video, but he sells product all the time. And you know what happens when they insert those cocky edits into reality competition shows. He then reveals that they get to step into the Ulta beauty closet to be able to pick out their product. So I'm going to assume that Ulta is a major sponsor of this series. So it looks like they have tons and tons of different products for them to choose from. He says that they then have 3 hours to film and edit their video, and with Ashley winning the compact challenge, that she gets to go into the Ulta beauty closet first. Now, he doesn't say if people are or are not allowed to pick the same product, so I don't know if they all have to choose different products or not. That'd be some good information to know. All the products that everybody chose was Ashley chose blue mascara, Indigo chose the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation, Kenny chose the KKW Beauty contour sticks, Gabriel chose the James Charles X Morphe palette, Brittany chose an Ofra highlighter, and Kaylin chose the Real Technique sponge. The contestants then each got to go to their own room to film their videos, and you can see that they have a pretty nice setup, and I also think it's a little bit shady too that you can see in the monitor all the other contestants so you can see what everybody else is doing, so I'm sure that's a bit nerve-wracking at the same time. Brittany is the first one to be done with her video, which gave her an hour and 50 minutes to edit, and Kaylin was the last one to finish with her videos, which gave her just under 30 minutes to edit her entire video. Up next was the judges' critiques, and James's co-host slash co-judge for the entire season is going to be Norvina from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and each episode he will have a special guest judge, and this week it was Paris Hilton, and let's be honest, the star of the entire show is Paris's dog. Up next, we have the judges' critiques on their videos, and I'm not going to bore you guys with all the details of the videos, but I will share with you my opinions on who I thought did the best. Now, James and Anastasia offered some really good feedback, but I'm sorry, Paris Hilton didn't really add much to it, so I'm not exactly sure why she is a guest judge. I understand that, yes, she does have major influence on social media, but she just didn't really put too much of insight into anything, to me anyways. But as far as who I believe were the top people, I would say that Kaylin was the best video, followed by Ashley, and then Indigo, then Brittany, and then I would put Gabriel and Benny in the bottom two. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the elimination process. So after all the critiques are received, every single one of them goes back into their filming space, where again, they can see each other on the cameras. And then they get a video call from James Charles telling them whether or not they are safe. And the first person that is safe and that won the competition is Kaylin. And I completely agree. I feel like she did the best with her commercial, and she did really good with her first look as well. And as each contestant is safe, you can see that they exit off of the camera and that everybody else can see that they have left the room. Now again, this is probably just adding to the anxiety of each person who can see them leave and say, oh man, I didn't win, I'm not safe, who knows what's going to happen next. So next up to be safe was Indigo, followed by Ashley, and then followed by Benny, leaving Brittany and Gabriel in the bottom two. And then you can see on Brittany and Gabriel's face, they're both just like, oh man, what's about to happen? And then they turn the monitor off so they can't see what's happening next. And then you can see that James Charles enters the room with a big smile on his face, which is probably not what the eliminated contestant wants to see. And then we find out that it's Brittany. He then sits down next to her to have a heart-to-heart and tell her to basically keep on with your makeup journey, you're an amazing, talented artist, and he can't wait to see great things come from her. But then the thing that irked me the most was just the way that the competition show ended, where he asked the eliminated contestant to do a sign-off with him. This reminds me of American Idol, when they make the eliminated contestants sing again after their entire dreams have been crushed. I asked you guys over on Twitter what you thought of the show if you watched it, and here is what you had to say. One user replied saying, I think it was well done and held my interest. Didn't plan on watching it, but I was too intrigued. I just didn't like the end when the girl was eliminated and asked to do an outro. You could see the awkwardness and tension. It was like she didn't want to do it. And I replied saying, the ending kind of reminded me of American Idol when the eliminated contestants sing after their dreams have been crushed. And they replied, I haven't watched in years, but oh my god, that's awful. Another user replied saying, it was nice to see some diversity. My criticism is having the girl at the end pull her together to end off that episode with him. It was done in bad taste in my opinion. Another user replied saying, I didn't like the end. I felt terrible for the girl who was eliminated having to do the outro with him. Paris seemed like she couldn't actually give feedback on anything. Norvina made sense as a judge. Another user replied saying, I totally loved it, however I felt bad for Brittany. I loved how James gave her words of encouragement and positivity. Another user replied saying, it was boring. Well, that's straight and to the point. Another user said, contestants were bland, relied on sob stories. I needed more excitement and upbeat energy. Very well educated from James. Just think more talented and entertaining people could have been chosen. Another user said, hashtag instant influencer for his first episode I feel was put for starts. Also, the backlash in the beginning, now hearing everyone, I feel there is some diversity among the 6 selected. It seems like a good start and really do find it warming the closeout approach taken. Another user said, I feel like it was a little too scripted and no one seemed to be acting natural, but overall it was good and I will keep watching. Another user said, I thought it was really good. I normally don't watch James Charles. I feel bad for Brittany. With so few competing, I'm not sure why he eliminated someone the first episode and have them sign off with him. Paris looked great but didn't do much judging. Her dog was cute though. Kaylin is my pick to win. Okay, well now let's go ahead and jump into the numbers and see how much of a social media following each contestant has gained since the first episode has aired. Ashley started with 6,448 Twitter followers and now has 7,118 for a gain of 670. She had 23,400 YouTube subscribers and now has 31,900 for a gain of 8,500. On Instagram, she had 145,000 followers and now has 172,000 followers for a gain of 27,000 followers, for a total gain of 36,200 across all platforms. Benny started with 5 Twitter followers and now has 137 for a gain of 132. He had 175 YouTube subscribers and now has 4,730 for a total gain of 4,500. On Instagram, he started with 7,326 followers and now has 19,500 for a total gain of 12,174, for a total social media gain of 16,800 followers. Brittany started with 28 Twitter followers and now has 222 for a total gain of 194. She started with 14,000 YouTube subscribers and now has 31,700 for a total gain of 17,700. On Instagram, she started with 2,397 followers and now has 11,600 for a total gain of 9,200, for a total social media gain of 27,100. Indigo started with 101 Twitter followers and now has 131 for a total gain of 30 followers. On YouTube, he started with 13,600 subscribers and now has 23,500 subscribers for a total difference of 9,900. On Instagram, he started with 6,095 followers and now has 22,900 followers for a total gain of 16,800, for a total social media gain of 26,700. For Gabriel, unfortunately, I lost my screenshot of his original Twitter followers, but he currently has 185 followers. On YouTube, he started with 762 subscribers and now has 3,650 for a total difference of 2,900. On Instagram, he started with 3,688 followers and now has 9,432 followers for a difference of 5,700, for a total social media gain of 8,600. Kaylin started with 513 Twitter followers and now has 4,412 for a total difference of 3,900. On YouTube, she started with 939 subscribers and now has 12,400 subscribers for a difference of 11,500 subscribers. On Instagram, she started with 49,500 followers and now has 52,500 followers for a total difference of 18,000 followers, for a total social media increase of 33,400. So that is a breakdown of everybody's subscriber count since the first episode has aired, and I understand that not everything is about the numbers, but the show is called Instant Influencer, and to be an influencer, you need to have the numbers behind you. Now, I find it a little bit odd that only Ashley and Kaylin are the two that are utilizing all 3 platforms, whereas the other ones aren't really doing much on Twitter. But that is everything that I have for today's video, so I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you like this video, and should I continue to do this for each episode of the series, or do you think that this video is just pointless? What do you think about the show in general? Do you like it, and are you going to watch it? Did you watch the first episode? Do you have a favorite contestant that you hope wins? Let me know down below. Do you think it's weird that only 2 of the 6 contestants are utilizing all social media platforms and the other ones aren't doing much on Twitter? Or do you think that they're just sticking at the platforms that they're best at? I'd love to know what you think down in the comments below. If you like this video, please make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could hit the big red subscribe button and hit the bell icon and set your notifications to all so you'll be notified of every time that I upload a new video. Alright, that's everything for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!